Hello there. Welcome. Come, let's move. I have almost all my dogs now here today, just to say. There's Jig, there's Chico, and there's Zena. Great, come. There was requesting more dogs. They happened. So come lie onto your back. Your knees are bent and your feet are flat on the floor. And just pull your lower back down and flatten into the floor. So as you move from arching into flattening, notice what today presents. That sense of, how is my back today? It's a glorious question. It's an amazing question. It's a question that every morning in my practice, I just meet this me of me. Nice. And then rock your knees from side to side, checking out the sense of movement from side to side. Feeling the rock in one direction, the rock in the other direction. Nice. And then pushing both feet into the floor, roll up along your spine. And as you travel up, feel the squeeze of your bum, the rise of your hips. And then try and find each part of your spine as you roll down. For me, there's a place in my spine, a kind of chunk in my spine that I tend to lift and drop as one. So really see if you can move into each individual part. So you're checking out the layering up, and then you're really listening as you lower down. Just hearing that. How do you roll like a rolling pin through your spine as you travel up and as you travel down? Nice, how cool. So lift both hands up towards the ceiling and bend both knees. And then keep your knees slightly apart, because tendency is that your stronger leg will do the most movement. And so let them be individuals and let them express themselves individually. So both hands are up towards the ceiling, and then draw both knees towards both elbows. And then lower your toes down and let them tap the floor. And the knees up towards your elbows. And then toes down. So for me, my one side is no problem doing this, and the other side feels slightly duller, and it feels like the elbow is much further away on one side for me. And I have to kind of squeeze a little bit extra with my other leg. It also feels a little bit smaller on that side. So notice for you, can you gauge which of your legs is the stronger, more dominant leg? You can begin to tap the floor a little bit further with your toes, or you can tap the floor with your heels. Weirdly, tapping with your heels is exponentially stronger, it feels to me. I'm like, wow, how amazing. I just feel that. Tap, drop, tap, and drop. Nice. So now bring your knees together, and then there's a movement called the smiley knees. So drop your arms to the floor. We're going to practice smiley knees first. So my knees are directly over my hips, and then I swing my knees up towards my right shoulder, and then bring my knees back over my hips, and then swing my knees up towards the left shoulder and come back over my hips. So just you're kind of doing a U shape or a smiley face with your knees. Just feel that smiley one way, smiley the other way. So stay here if this feels nice and comfortable, or reach both arms up towards the ceiling and try and tap your left knee off your right elbow and your right knee off your left elbow. It has a slight zombie twist feeling to it, but just see how that is. You're just listening. Smiley knees one way. Maybe have a smile on your face as well while you do smiley knees. Nice. And then stretch both legs straight up towards the ceiling and bring your elbows to the floor. And so gently sway your legs from side to side. And here, your right bum lifts off the floor, and then your left bum lifts off the floor. And because your legs are moving, the whole thing is moving as a unit. It's just swaying one way, swaying the other. Notice how your elbow saves you. Let your elbow save you. So I was talking to somebody there recently about, whether or not we engage the core when we're doing this stuff. I think you should engage your elbow more so than your core, because your elbow will engage your core. So the more, when the moment is right, you really push into your elbow, that creates the connection which will engage your core. Whereas if you're thinking about your core, you might forget about your elbow. And it's your elbow that's important here. So feel that. Elbow. Oh, wow. If I didn't have an elbow there, I couldn't move as much. My core wouldn't engage in the same way. I wouldn't have the same kind of connected buoyancy in my body. Nice. Come back to center. Next movement, your legs are going to more or less stay. So notice where your feet are pointing up towards the ceiling. And you're going to try and lift your right bum off the floor. So your right toe points a little bit more towards the ceiling. Lower it down. And then your left bum off the floor. This might be the hardest thing I get you to do today. So just feel that right bum up, left bum up. And again, I have to use my elbows and my shoulders ferociously to get my bum off the floor. So lift, lift. It's like you're walking towards the ceiling. And my legs are staying center. God, this is really hard. You can stay there with your elbows on the floor or reach both hands up towards the ceiling and feel how it's like a full body event, trying to reach one leg up and the other leg up. Nice. Drop both feet to the floor. Reach your arms straight out to your sides into a T. And then just sway your knees from side to side. And then here, your core, we're lengthening the core. We're not contracting it. We're finding a way of stretching the front of the body. We're just softening all that squeezing that we did. So definitely don't contract your core here. It's not necessary. It happens in the movements we do in this class. So begin to glide. So draw your left knee up towards your right shoulder and coming back. And then draw your right knee up towards your left shoulder and coming back. And just move one way and then the other way. One way. Without force, but really interested. There is an end to this movement. There is a place where you go, that is the end of my range. So just feel that. Are you being really kind about the end of your range? Are you being a little bit vicious about the end of your range? Notice what you're doing. Are you forcing yourself into discomfort at the end? Are you staying smooth and easy? So intriguing what we do, isn't it? All these little moments of something. And I keep wondering why. Why do we do that? Were we told that that's what it's supposed to feel like? Were we told that that's what movement is? I'm not sure. Nice. Come all the way back to center. Roll over onto your side and come into your cat pose. Great. From here, round your back and arch your back. Round your back, arch your back. Round your back, arch your back. So, next movement will be kind of us, well, not even kind of, it's us standing a little bit up off the floor, a lot up off the floor. So take your right foot and stand it, don't bring it beside your hand, bring it to the first place that it lands on the floor. So it's like ploof to the floor. For me, it's kind of slightly out to the right, and it's between my right hand and my left knee, somewhere in there, okay? And then push your hands into the floor, lift your knee off the floor, and then reverse your weight backwards and just lift a little bit up. So you're staying down with your torso, but I've lifted up. Bring your hands back to the floor and drop your knee down. And again, lift a little bit up, staying low. You can use your hand on your knee. Your torso is forward, and then come down. If you want to bring your hand to your knee as you rise up, you're staying low and coming down. Other side. Bring your left foot, ploof to the floor, and then either bring your hand to your knee, your torso staying low, come back down, staying low, coming back down. One more time, staying low, come back down. Both knees together. The next one is the other way of standing up from this place. So bring your right foot, ploof to the floor, tuck your left toe under, and this time lift your torso. So you're upright, and now rise up from there. Just rise up, come down, bring your hands to the floor. Hand to your knee, rise up, come down, hands to the floor. One more time, rise up, and coming down. Other side. Left foot, ploof, to the floor. Left hand on your knee, lift your torso. My right foot is tucked under. Lift, down, lift, down. One more time. Lift, down. Cool. Push back into your downward dog. Just have a bit of a wiggle. Sense of length through the torso. Reach through your heels. Nice. Bring both knees to the floor. Bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then reach your right hand straight out beside your ear. So it's out and long just beside your ear, and it's pointing above your head as such. And it's long towards the front of your mat. And then turn your chest. And so you've now turned your chest, but your arm hasn't moved. It's still glued to the side of your head. And then face the floor again. Arm is long beside your ear. Turn your chest. Your armpit and your chest has moved. So your arm is now over your ear. And then lengthen straight up towards the ceiling. And then bring your hand behind your lower back. Onto the left hip. Stretch your right arm straight up towards the ceiling. Glue it to the side of your head. Turn your chest towards the floor. And then bend your right elbow. And imagine you can bring your right elbow to the floor. Stretch your right arm long. Turn your chest, swing your arm back behind you. All the time you're listening to this shoulder, straight up towards the ceiling. Glue it to the side of your head. Turn towards the floor. Bend your elbow, bring your elbow down in the direction of the floor. One more time. Long with your arm, glue it to your head. Turn your chest. Reach up and then behind you. And then up. Glue it to your head. Turn your chest and bend your elbow. If you want, you can straighten your back leg as you try and bring your elbow down. See what's right for you. Nice. Step back. Downward dog. Have a bit of a wiggle. Just feel that through your body. Where do you feel it? How do you feel it? Nice. Drop both knees to the floor. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. And then from here, reach the left arm long so it's stuck to the side of your head. And then turn your chest towards the left. And then face the floor. Your arm is staying geographically where it started, but your torso is changing. Turn your chest towards the left. And now begin to spiral your hand till it rests behind your lower back. And then spiral your hand up. Glue it to the side of your head. Turn your chest towards the floor. Bend your elbow. Imagine you can bring your elbow to the floor. Stretch your arm long. Turn your chest. Spiral behind you. Stretch your arm long. Glue it to the side of your head. Turn towards the floor. Bend your elbow. Last time. Stretch your arm long. Turn your chest. Spiral your arm. Long beside your head. Bend your elbow and draw your elbow down. So stay there with your elbow moving in the direction of the floor, or stretch your back leg. And see what's right for you. Nice. Both hands to the floor. Step back. Downward dog. Nice. Drop both knees to the floor and stretch your legs out long in front of you. Just roll into your wrists. Wiggle into your toes. Wiggle into your eyebrows. Nice. And you can leave your legs out straight if you want, or if you can, come into a cross-legged position. And if you need to, sit on roll up your yoga mat, or sit on a yoga block, or you can sit on a yoga book I think that's so funny. Sit on something that's slightly higher if you want, or you can just stay exactly as you are. Okay, so we're going to be seated for a while, and if you know your back gets a bit tired, then do. So from here, holding onto your knees, and then round your back, and push your feet a little bit into the floor, and really pull your spine backwards. I feel like I'm being flung backwards by my feet. And then lift your chest and really lift and push your chest forward. You're not moving your neck, so you're not looking up. Tendencies that we just start moving our neck. Round your back as deeply as you can. And then lift your chest, arching. And you're trying to roll across the sit bones as you do this. So rolling backwards and then rolling deeply forward. Nice. Rolling backwards and rolling forward. Nice. And draw your right elbow back, twist towards the right. And just feel tall when you get there. Nice. And then the other direction. Twist towards the left, holding onto your left knee with your right hand. Just breathing into your belly. Get tall. Nice. Come back to center. Bring your fingertips underneath your armpits, or just bring your thumbs to the front of your shoulders. I was remembering that, bless my beautiful hide. There was this kind of whole thing where they had their thumbs tucked in under their armpits when they used to dance in those musical things. So drop your right elbow down and then stretch your left arm long beside you. Nice. And then bend your left elbow and drop your left elbow down and reach your right arm long above your ear. So we're side bending. I'm just traveling from side to side. Bend your right elbow, stretch your left arm long. If you've ever had stories with your thumbs, then don't tuck them in under your armpits. It stretches your thumbs. And you're just gliding from side to side. One elbow is surging down towards the floor and the other one is reaching long and extending. You're just side bending. Nice. And come back to center. Twist towards the left and hold on to your left knee with your right hand. Reach your left hand up towards the ceiling and now reach towards the right with your left hand and really dive. So the holding on to my left knee with my right hand really gives me a kind of an anchor. And my right shoulder, I'm trying to lengthen it and then drop it. So it's like I always feel like a bit like a pole vaulter when I'm doing this. Like my shoulder's trying to go over this amazing pole that I'm trying to leap beyond. Nice. Come back to center. Other side. Twist towards the right. Hold on to your right knee with your left hand. Reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. And then dive towards the left. And coming back to center. Stretch your legs out long. Rub into your ankles, rolling into them. Stretch a little bit into your knees. And then cross your legs in the other direction. It should be the weird way because you went to your good way first. Nice. And then just twist towards the left or right, whichever way you've gone, doesn't matter. Just find length for a moment. And then twist towards the other side. Length. Nice. And come back to center. Cool. So bring the soles of your feet so they're maybe 3 or 4 inches apart. And then bring your right foot to stand and then drop your right knee down towards your left knee and then bring your left hand behind you and then your right hand behind you. And so I'm looking behind me it's a bit like the mermaid in Copenhagen, isn't it? Or is in Malmo or something. And she's looking behind her. Knees are together and I'm really finding length. So I'm trying to push my hands into the floor and look way down the bay. And then come back. And then the other side, bring your left foot to stand, drop your left knee over, bring your right hand behind you, bring your left hand behind you, and push into the floor and look as far as you can. It's like you're trying to see something. And then come back to center. Nice. So then you realize that your scarf is behind you and you want to get it. So drop your right knee down towards the left. Bring your left hand and then, or your right hand and then your left hand down. Bring your left elbow down, and then reach your right hand as far as you can. Last movement of the class. So your left elbow's down and your right hand is reaching back for your scarf, which is behind you. Walk your hands back. Come back up. Last one. Drop your left knee down to the right. Bring your right hand and then your left hand down. Bring your right elbow down and then reach your left hand. And really see, like, it's not just a random movement. You're like, oh, my scarf. I don't want to stand up and walk towards it. But if I can be lazy and reach like this, then I don't have to move. And come all the way back up to center. Cool. Stretch your legs out long or come into a cross-legged position. And just bring your hands to your heart and to your chest. And your belly. And just feel the life as it moves within you. Nice. Open your eyes. Turn your head and notice something you love that resources you, or something bright and sparkly, or something that just brings you joy. And just feel that joy and maybe smile a little bit into your face. And wiggle your eyebrows or move your face a little bit. And just go, I like that. And then turn your head in the other direction and just notice what resources you over here, what you find joy in, or what you just see as beauty over there. A line, a shape, something. And then come back to center. And then just, what are you grateful for today? Day 25. Amazing. What brings you joy? Nice. So either you're staying there seated, or come lie on your back, or lie on your side, or do whatever you need to do. What brings you joy, and where do you feel well in your body right now? How glorious. So I hope you have the most amazing day. I hope that you're grateful for all the many things that you have and that is happening to you throughout your day. I hope you keep connecting to your wellness and your okayness and finding just in your body what is well in this moment. A felt sense of okayness in your day. Like the palms of your hands, the soles of your feet, the socks you're wearing, the jumper that you love. You did your yoga this morning or whenever. Nice, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow. How amazing.